That's Harry Glenn Jr. out there from Mount Tabor High School in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Here comes his California opponent, Pierre L. Bondoc. And he's from Modesto, California.
So Harry Glenn will be wearing the red for this match. Pierre Bondoc will be wearing the green. So as you look at the scoreboard, Glenn's scoring red, Bondoc's scoring green, and we are just about ready to get underway.
Now, for a match like this, it looks like they determine that based on whoever's the top half of the bracket gets the red, the bottom gets the green, but obviously Glenn is in the white uniform and Bondoc is in the red and blue.
The scenes to make sure that what you're seeing out here is the best wrestling that you can imagine. So we're underway at 103, and let's give it to Ed Ferraro for some play-by-play.
Both wrestlers very similar with their body build and their approaches. They like to tie and tee off on ties and Russians, which they're both trying to get right now. A lot of hand fighting. A lot of the Cold War going on right now.
Both of them are three-time state placers. Bondoc was a third in California this year. Excuse me, as a three-time qualifier. Glenn's behind him, though.
Shrugged by Glenn, real nice. Just couldn't get him to the mat.
So that's no takedown points there.
Bondoc just kind of stepped out of it, just peeled like in rear standing, and now they're clean again, back on their feet.
First 40 seconds gone here in our 103-pound bout, and still scoreless.
Glenn, real nice wrap arm. Got it up, trying to finish, gets the 2.
So the first points of the National High School Championships Finals go to Harry Glenn of North Carolina. He leads 2-0.
Just if I can brag about Glenn from my home state. He was a state finalist this year, took second, placed 4th and 6th before that. Has overcome quite a bit of adversity. Didn't wrestle his entire sophomore year due to his family home burning down, and they had to move, and he couldn't wrestle that year. And then this year, unfortunately, lost his father just 2 weeks before states. And he maintains his composure and is quite a competitor.
The escape given, and it is 2-1 now in favor of Harry Glenn. 45 seconds left in the first.
Bondoc just a little short sit and turn and come up with his one-pointer. Now he's initiating a little bit of an offense. So far we haven't seen a whole lot of offense out of Bondoc.
He's traveled a long ways from California to get here to Pittsburgh.
California always so well represented in this tournament and in a lot of tournaments. I'm always impressed by California's presence nationwide.
Final 18 seconds of this first period. Glenn in the lead, 2-1.
Glenn backing out a little bit. That doesn't mean anything except for he doesn't like the ties. It'd be better for him to circle out of that. Bondoc just a little, just passed by the arms.
Oh my goodness!
You know what he did? He caught him sleeping.
So he relaxed there right before the end of the period.
That's exactly right.
So it will be 3-2 for Pierre Bondoc as we go to period number 2. Glenn with the choice, and he'll take down.
That was a dramatic change of events right there. In these championship matches, 1-2 points can be pretty key and decisive.
So many times those little mistakes where you just stop moving, and like you said, time running out. Well, I think I'll just hang here, and the great wrestlers will take advantage of that time. Now you have Bondoc on top, obviously working legs, and let's see what he can do with them. Right now, not a whole lot going on. He's in a traditional crossbody. Stalemate.
26 seconds gone here in the second period, and Bondoc on top and leading by a 3-2 score.
Glenn with a Granby kind of scooting here. Bondoc still with legs. 2 points reversal.
Glenn manages to turn into him and establish control, and he's back in the lead. It's 4-3. Looking for a tilt.
Yeah, he's tilting there. Looks like he might get some back points.
That was nothing but an old 2-on-1 tilt, and a lot of kids are going back to that. Now he lost it. Now he's facing them, and
It's like a near side cradle attempt.
that's what he's trying.
4-3 the score in favor of Harry Glenn. And they go off the edge with 57 seconds left in the second period. Glenn's still on top.
That was a good scramble by Glenn. That's real nice.
One thing I should mention, or probably mention more, gets right out there.
Bondoc get one and right back in on the leg looking for two. He's got to get the other leg that he's reaching for. Glenn just trying to spin around, and now we're going to probably hit a stalemate, and we do.
He's got to be a little more alert there. It's tied it up at 4.
41 seconds left in the second period, and both wrestlers now on their feet.
I was just going to emphasize there, both wrestlers are good students. That's a common thing we see in a lot of them.
Glenn with a cradle, but clearly not in control. He's facing him. Now he tries to throw it by.
Bondoc blocked that well.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, nice scramble by Bondoc to come back to the square position and not give up any points. And they go off the edge, just 10 seconds left in the second. Still tied 4-4.
Bondoc with a Russian again. He seems to like it there. It's going to be okay if he gets an offense out of there. You keep going to that Russian without using it, they will hit you for stalling.
Well, now Bondoc has his choice in the third period. He'll go down and look for the lead. It's 4-4.
Both of them got to look to score points here. There is no points for riding time. So Glenn's got to do something to turn him over or eventually kick him out.
That's exactly right, Martin. What Glenn's going to do here is he's going to use the clock wisely. Okay, he's facing, he's got a cement on him. Lost it. Still maintaining control. Still looking to tilt. Very good at controlling the wrist. Keeping it tight, which is very, very key to any tilts that you use. But he's also got to use that clock wisely. If he's going to kick him, his coach is going to tell him when enough is enough and let's go on our feet.
40 seconds gone here in the third period, and Bondoc still on the bottom. Now he stands up, almost out, trying to clear that hand, and the point has been given, and Bondoc is back in the lead. It's 5-4.
He cut and faced him, and referee felt that was enough to give him the one.
Now ticking down to a minute left in the third period, and Glenn needs to get busy. He trails by 1. It's 5-4.
Bondoc took a shot that he probably should not have, and I'm sure he knows that. It was not a good shot. There was no setup, and at this point in the match, you don't need to do that.
The restart with 55 seconds left, and 5-4, the score for Bondoc.
Now if you see Glenn, he's backing up, and that's not stalling. He wants Bondoc to walk into him. He's obviously got a plan on either a leg shock or a shrug. But the time's ticking, and he's going to have to get busy right now.
Coming down to 30 seconds left in the match, and Harry Glenn needs a score here. 5-4, still the lead for Bondoc. The third period escape, the only scoring here. We have 26 seconds left to go.
There's not been any stalling warnings, so I don't think that's going to be a factor here.
Bondoc bull rushes him off the mat, and they come back to the center with 17 seconds left.
Good shot by Glenn. Real nice double right to his back. They gave him the 2. They're scrapping. He's taking him the other way. Time's down to 5. He's got him on his back.
3, 2, 1, and he's going to end it with a count.
What a finish. What a finish.
So 3 on the back for Harry Glenn. Coming off the takedown, Bondoc tried to roll out of it, Glenn just followed him right to his back, got the 3 near fall, and he wins it by a score of 9-5.
That's why we wrestle the matches.
Well, a very explosive final 15 seconds there. The takedown and the near fall for Harry Glenn, and he's, as you mentioned, Martin, had some tragedy in his life, and this has got to be a little bit of redemption for him.